What's going on, my fellow collectors? Jim here with another figure review, and tonight we are taking a look at the Marvel Select Daredevil figure. Now, the packaging is what we've seen on other Marvel Select. It's very big, you get a big blister and a lot of cardboard, but the figure is nicely displayed behind the clam. We do have some Marvel Select Daredevil. This is the 15th anniversary for the Marvel Select, so that's pretty cool. Got the Daredevil as seen on Netflix, since this is based on the TV series. On the one side, we do have really cool artwork of Daredevil. Then on the back, we have an image of the figure. And we got quite of a read-up going on there. And of course, we got the Marvel Select, Diamond Select, Marvel.com, all that fun stuff. On the bottom, we just got that. And on the top, we just got that. That is the packaging. Let's go ahead and crack this Daredevil open and take a closer look. Okay, and here he is out of the packaging along with everything that does come with them. Now, personally, I'm not the biggest fan of this Netflix Daredevil, either the series or really the costume, the look. I'm just not a fan of it. I do like the character Daredevil. I did like the movie that Ben Affleck starred in. But as far as the Marvel Select, you know, I passed on the Marvel Legends version, so I am happy to pick up at least a representation of the the Netflix Daredevil, because I did want to pick up one, and at my local comic book shop today this guy was like half off, so I couldn't pass it up. But one thing that is cool with a lot of the Marvel Selects is that we do get a base, or kind of like a diorama piece. I do like how they always include something. Now, there is a little bit of an assembly out of the box, which is basically just this part, snapping it into this part. That's it. But taking a look at this diorama piece, it's cool. It's like some kind of garage door thing going on here. But we do get a really nice kind of like concrete look here. It's kind of painted gray with a little bit of black wash on it. Almost looks like they just kind of like brushed some black lines going across this particular one. But we do get some nice cracks all throughout, so that's pretty cool. We got some ports for the dynamic arm that this figure does come with, and I'll show you that. But the cracks look really good. They got some black wash in them to give them some depth and kind of bring them out a little bit, so that's really cool. And then of course we do have this piece, which is like some kind of garage door or something like that. But I guess this is supposed to be concrete here, but it's a different color than it is on the floor, so that's a little bit weird. But this is white, and again we have these cracks going all throughout, which they did kind of put some black wash on to bring it out and give it some depth as well, so I do like that. The door itself is basically just green, a little bit of wash here and there. We do kind of have this like silver handle thing going on. It's really cool. And then we do have an open window, so this this is completely, there's no glass or anything there. But I mean, it's a cool little diorama piece for the Daredevil or any other action figures you have in your collection. And as far as the stand that he comes with the, pretty much we've seen this style stand before. You get the black plastic round base, and then you have this arm which kind of attaches at a few different points, which these hinges. So it hinges down here, hinges here, hinges here, hinges here, but also rotates there at the top. So I mean, these are pretty cool. Unfortunately, it doesn't really hold the figure up too well when you have it, because you can like take these ports, you can take any of these pieces off that you wanted to. And the good thing is you can, with a Phillips head screwdriver, tighten these up, which does make it a little bit easier. But you can take any one of these ports and port it in here, and then have the figure kind of like up in a dynamic pose. But I was trying it earlier, and it doesn't, I mean, like right there it will kind of hold them up, but if you have an extra piece onto that, it will tend to kind of buckle in on itself. But I mean, it can be done. As you can see, it'll pretty much, kind of, for the most part, hold them up. So I mean, but the fact that it is included, I do like that. And sometimes these parts come off pretty easily on the stand as well. So, I mean, it can be annoying, but I mean, it is effective, and it is cool that it is at least, given to us. And of course, you can attach this arm into, oops, I think I have it upside down actually. You can attach the arm into the base or any one of these portholes that we have in the diorama piece. So that is very cool. I do like that. Now, before we take a look at Daredevil, the other accessories that he does come with is his baton. And this is done okay. I mean, it's basically just, you get some silver paint and like a reddish maroon color. And of course we do have these two different pieces that you can, have separately, or you can peg these together to give it just one long look. So I mean, that's not too bad. And then one is a little bit taller than the other. And then he does have this part here that you can store these on the figure. It is a little bit of a pain in the butt to get them in there, but they will go in there and they will store on the figure. So that's cool. Besides his fist, he does come with two other kind of just gripping hands, more or less. But they're done really nice. Nice sculpt. And we get that kind of like maroonish color. And we get black for the knuckles. So, not bad at all. But that is everything that is included with the Daredevil. Let's take a closer look at Daredevil. Okay, and taking a closer look at Daredevil here, I think Marvel Select did a good job with this figure. I mean, I think overall the proportions are nice. I do feel like he is a little bit kind of scrunched in. I don't know what that is. Could just be because I think I got a little issue with the torso joint of mine. It kind of want to shift forward and back. But I mean, overall, I think it is proportioned well. And I think they did a good job with the head sculpt. I do like the way that the mask looks. I think it came out really nice. The eyes, I think they did a really good job on the eyes. Nice red color in there. And of course we do have all the, detailed work that's within his outfit. Which, I personally don't really like this outfit, but I am glad to have a representation of the Netflix, Daredevil. So that is cool to have, in the collection. But I think the helmet came out really good. His face, I like the skin tone. And I like what they did with his beard, because at a distance it doesn't look bad at all, but when you really kind of get up on it, you can kind of tell that it's more or less just brushed on there, But I mean, for what it is, it's not bad, and from a distance you really can't notice it. I do like all the detail in the rest of the suit. I think they did a really good job. We get this really, really dark maroon color, and then kind of all these other little paneled blacks all throughout the suit. But they did, color some silver, clips and buckles and everything, and little buttons everywhere, so I do like that. I think that stands out and makes it look really good. And of course we got all the sculpting that goes in, that's in the suit all over, so that does look good. A little bit of painting here. Not bad. We do have his knee pads, and coming down to his boots, which are a little bit plain. I mean, not plain because the sculpt is there, but it is a little bit of a difference between his boots and when you're looking at the rest of the figure. I don't know what it is. But we do get some nice sculpted shoelaces in there, and then we do even have a little bit of, like dirt and mud on the toes of his boots. So I do like that. And underneath we do have a little bit of tread and two peg holes. But yeah, I mean, I think overall for the suit, I think it looks good. I think they have captured it pretty well as to how it looks in the show. Coming up the back of the figure, again, nice sculpt all throughout this figure, and coming up to one side of the figure. So yeah, I mean, I think overall they did a really good job on nailing the likeness and the look of the costume in the show. Now, as far as articulation, it is a little bit hindered here and there, but I basically have just a standard, ball and hinge at the head, so you get full rotation all the way around. You do get a hinge that'll let him look down really well, look up really well. I do like that. You don't really get any side-to-side tilt whatsoever. We do have our standard, swivel and hinge at the shoulders. And I mean, you really got to force it, but they will go up. But you really kind of got to force it and kind of tuck this part up underneath. And I mean, it just really, it will go, but you really kind of have to force it. But you do get about that much up. Of course, you get the full swivel. You do not have a bicep swivel on this guy, which is unfortunate. You do only have a single bend at the elbow, and it gets you pretty much 90 degrees. You do have swivel out of that, and of course you do have swivel and hinge in the hands. And of course we do have this diaphragm joint here. Reminds, I don't know, maybe they're all like this, but mine's a little bit loose, and I also it also like shifts forward and back. So maybe that's how it's supposed to be. That just seems really strange. But of course you do have, you know, a full rotation on that joint. You get a tiny little bit of side to side. More or less it wants to go more to the right than to the left, which is weird. But you get a little bit of that. The crunch, you really don't get anything back at all. You get a little bit forward, only about that much forward, so that is a little bit disappointing. You do have a waist cut, so you get a waist twist. We kind of have these really ugly, like DC-UC hips almost, which I don't like. But you can't get them out about that much. Kicking forward about that much. Kicking back that much. There is a cut right here, so you do have rotation, kind of there at the thigh. Then for the knees, you got double jointed, which gives you a decent amount of range. You do have a cut right there at the top of the boot for swivel. And then you have a hinge, which brings the foot way back. I mean, it gives you nice range, but it does break the sculpt up quite a bit and make it look pretty weird and ugly. But I mean, at least we're getting a range out of it. Going forward, nice range. And then, is there a rocker in there? Yeah, I guess there technically is a rocker in there. So you can pretty much kind of bend that around and give yourself a little bit of an ankle rocker. So I mean, it's not the best. I wish we had bicep swivel, and I wish we had a little bit more movement here in the torso to give them a little bit more crunch. But I mean, overall it is a nice looking figure. Now as far as a measurement, looks like he's pretty much a little bit over 6.5 inches tall. And as far as some comparisons, let me bring this back a little bit. Like I said, I don't have the Marvel Legends version to compare this with, but I'm sure there's plenty of other videos out there that can show you comparison. I mean, I've seen them myself. I did watch Unparalleled Universe, I think his channel is called, and he was showing that you can swap the heads out of the two figures, and he even went in and did some custom dremeling to give himself more range in the torso. And I believe that was this figure. It could have been the Spider-Man Homecoming, but I believe that was this figure. But here is the DC Collectibles TV show Flash. Little comparison. Here's a comparison with the, of course, DC Multiverse Justice League Flash. Here's what he looks like next to the Marvel Legends Punisher. So it gives you, you know, the TV series at least. And then here is another Marvel Select that I do have in my collection. That is the Lady Deadpool. So you see all these figures are pretty much within that same scale. I know Marvel Select is a little bit on the higher scale, so he's going to be a little bit tall. But yeah, guys, that was a look at the Marvel Select Daredevil from the TV series Daredevil show, the Netflix series. Pretty cool figure at the end of the day. I do think it is a better figure than the Marvel Legends versions, even though I don't own that one. But I feel like if you're like me, and you're not too crazy about, you know, either the character or just the costume design, but you do want to have a nice Daredevil in this, you know, outfit for your collection, yeah, you're probably going to want to go with the Marvel Select version over the Marvel Legends versions. But yeah, guys, that's the review. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next figure review. Take care.